Hey everybody, this is Smashing Game Time. Welcome to, I think this is episode 17, right? 17, somewhere around there, 17 or 18. I always make fun of shows that don't know, but now I understand. We are three brothers that like to talk about games. Yes, three brothers. I am
Three
Nick.
brothers.
That idiot in the middle, that's Jake, also known as Jacob.
Idiot.
And then to the
It's
right,
Jacob.
I'll let him introduce himself.
Well, hello everyone. This is your lovely speaker Joshua talking.
Josh with the new
I couldn't
camera
introduce
angle.
myself.
I do. have a
Yeah,
new
Jake,
camera
you've lost the right making fun of my non-glowing mic. Sorry.
I'm surprised you guys haven't had like some kind of interactive button where it's like smashing game time.
Well, now we're gonna clip
Well,
that, and that's gonna be
that's
the
what we're gonna use.
Smashing Game Time. One more, Josh. We need to harmonize, Josh. I need you.
Do I have to sing it too?
I want you to sing the what is it? The baritone, the loud, the
Smashing game time.
a little louder for those in the back.
Smashing game time.
All right, there we go.
Heard you the first time.
Hello, everybody. So before we get started, we have a new show format. So we're going to start splitting up the years because doing a full year in a show is just taking it out of us. So what we're going to do is we're going to start splitting them up in quarters. So today we're going to review 2018, January through March. And then after that, we're going to do the news around that time and then also a quiz. So then you're like, Nick, what about the speed caps? Well, my friend, let me tell you, we'll do the second half of 2018 next week. After that, we'll do the news and then we'll do a speed cap right after that. So that's the path we're going from here on out. We're going to see how that works. Just because, looking at our RSS feed, you'd have like the 30-minute speed cap and then the 2-hour 2017 review. And oi.
It's a lot.
Josh, before the show, you were asking about Fortnite no build.
Yes. So I keep saying that I guess it's officially there's a new game mode where it's no build. I don't know if it's just solo or team, whatever. But I was curious. Has anybody had a chance to play it?
I've played it. I played it when it was the only mode, and it was great just because I wasn't getting sweated on. And then yesterday I played one with builds, and I got sweated on again, and immediately went back to no builds and got a victory royale.
Oh, I mean, I haven't played it yet. I haven't touched Fortnite for a while, but I'm actually interested in that new Bloodlust game that comes out in April.
What is Bloodlust?
It's basically like a vampire battle royale.
Okay.
It's like in the Vampire Masquerade universe.
Okay. No, you've got my interest already.
It's kind of given me, so like I think one of the battle royales that I liked, and was that last year or 2 years ago, Spellbound, the elemental one on Epic. That was a lot of fun. I liked mixing the powers. I think it's still got a pretty active roster of players in there. I haven't touched it in a year or so. There's just so much. Like Epic keeps buying games. You're like, okay, hey, we got them. Let's go get the Rocket League guys, make them free. Oh, the Fall guys, yeah, we got those guys too, free. And then they're like, it's like Epic's whole thing is, oh hey, we have a battle pass. Come get this battle pass.
Cosmetics.
Catch these bottle passes. These battle passes.
Sorry, guys. He hasn't had his coffee this morning.
Well, I haven't had my coffee. What is everyone? So I'm playing Fortnite. I'm dabbling in a little bit more Iron Harvest. I'm also playing a lot of Gwent, so not a lot has changed on my side. What are you guys playing?
So I've actually been in the middle of moving, so I've been kind of like on and off. But at the moment, just Teamfight Tactics and the Final Fantasy Tactics War of the Lions. It's been fun. I'm already on Chapter 3.
Gross.
So I've been switching between CSGO with Mikey and Matt and all their friends. So you can imagine how that's been going. And then if I'm playing by myself, I've been doing Cyberpunk and Young Souls. I still got to finish that review, but I've been playing that. It's still a lot of fun.
I want to check out Weird West. I know it's on Game Pass, but I just don't know if I have time for like another CRPG to eat up a bunch of time.
Yeah, I know he's gonna. Sorry, guys. I know he's gonna ask me to do another review when I turn it in, but I'm like, dude, I just knocked out 2 back to back. I'm a little exhausted here. I need to take like a week break.
That's how I was in January when I had Sessions, Total War 3, and I forget what the third game was, but I had 3 in a row, and I was like, oh man, I need to. Let some of these other guys pick up some reviews because I am dying.
Yeah, I did like this is my third one in a row, and I know he's gonna be asking me for it, but it's like, hey man, I just did like 2 reviews you asked me to do back to back, and then this. I'm kind of running out of steam here.
I need to. I still need to beat Tunic. I'm not reviewing it, but it's on my. I've beaten the second boss, so I think I'm halfway. But there's just so much going on. If on the writing side, it's fellowship season, so I'm like tweaking scripts, writing scripts, getting personal essays written. I just sent in a new job application to work as a paralegal. So yeah, gaming, like it's been there, but not as much as it was the last like January, early February.
Enough
wow, it's
horseplay.
April.
Let's fellowship.
You guys ready for some fellowship? All right, guys, you ready to get into this first half of 2008?
Yep, let's do it.
Let's go. Okay, so right off the bat, we have Flat Out 2. Flat Out was a, how would you call it? It's like a demolition racing game, kind of.
Yeah,
Like
it's kind of like
Burnout?
Burnout meets rally racing, basically type situation, if I remember correctly.
And this was prior to Burnout Paradise. I feel like they were leaning heavy on the, oh hey, you're gonna take this car that's a junker and you're going to just smash people.
Yeah, and I know what everybody's thinking. Josh, this was out in 2006. Why are you talking about it now? Well, this is actually the PC, Mac, and 360 version that has just updated graphics, updated ragdoll systems. They added a couple of extra game modes. Can't remember exactly what it was, but there was like an extra game mode where it's almost kind of like, remember how Burnout had like the wreck scene where you would go in, you would just do complete damage, like in
Demolition mode.
It's somewhat similar to that, not exactly like to that extent, but it's like it just counts like how much damage you're doing throughout the races, basically.
Do they even have
Those graphics.
do they have like an actual like demolition derby in there where like you circle up and last car standing wins?
No, not that I'm aware of.
What?
At least not in this one. I think that maybe in a future one they did, but I don't
What
think
in the
this one
hell?
they did.
I feel like any racing game in this era is like, oh hey, you guys like Burnout? We can do Burnout. And then they didn't. There was no real like innovation.
So
Burnout
interesting
is so
tidbit
fun.
for the Windows version of this game, there was no LAN mode where there wasn't like the previous ones.
No LAN support.
No LAN support. It was all online multiplayer.
RIP LAN parties.
Yeah.
Is there a mod that I can like?
I'm sure
operate a
there are
train?
people out there that like
Yeah.
put something together and we're like, oh fuck you, we'll do LAN support if we want to.
Thomas the Choo Choo Train.
Continuing through January 2nd, Metal Slug 3. We don't have a video for it, but if you've seen a Metal Slug game, I'm sure you've seen Metal Slug 3. Do they do anything to really innovate those, Josh?
No, they add like maybe some special features, but I mean, really, it's just like, okay, so this is like Xbox Live Arcades just trying to fill up their library, and it's just like, oh, this is a really good one because let's face it, it's been on every single console since it could be since the PS1. So, and plus at this point, arcades are dying. So
Moving on. Well, arcades were pretty dead at that point, but like there were the few holding on and like, oh, like I don't know when the rise of barcades happened, but I think this was like right around like maybe you had one arcade in town and it was like where you went to buy drugs probably.
Jesus, you're not wrong.
January 3rd, Rune Factory 2, a Fantasy Harvest Moon. This is not a Harvest Moon game, is it?
No. Not that I think of it. I think it's just like using the name to try and trick people to kind of buy it.
Those bastards. I would have bought it. I would have bought it and be like, what the fuck is this?
Well, the fact that it even
You
has
would.
a second one, like I haven't even heard the first one.
Let's see here. Moving on, January 8th, Brain Challenge. This was DS, right?
Yep, this was DS.
Let me get this brain tickler up on the screen for you guys.
I mean, it's kind of like one of those brain games that you see on the phones these days.
Hold up. Hot doctor alert. Look at that man. Let me zoom in.
Doctors hate this guy.
We're going to start. Are you ready? Oh my God. I want to talk. Yeah, I'm ready. Let's go, Doc.
And here's the funny part. So this was the DS version, and eventually it came out on the Xbox Live Arcade, PS3, and the N-Gage 2.0.
4. The answer's 4. Whoa, where'd my other doctor go? I did not ask for a second opinion. Wait, this came out for the N-Gage DOS?
Yeah, so they had the Xbox Live version, Xbox Live Arcade, March 12th. And the PS3 was like towards the end of the year, and then in between there, the N-Gage 2.0 version. Yeah,
I don't know who was like, oh yeah, we got the N-Gage, let's do it.
and then eventually came out for the Wii, and then eventually came out for Mac and stuff.
Well,
so.
people would bitch about Wii shovelware, but like I'm sure this led to a lot of DS shovelware. Like this is Brain Challenge. I think the one that everyone liked was Brain Age. I'm sure there was like
Brain Academy.
I'm sure, or yeah, Brain Academy.
Yeah.
I'm sure there were like knockoffs. There were like brain ticklers, keep your brain going, like cheap cash grabs, like of people hoping that old folks or parents buying the game for their kids had no idea.
For $5, guys, can someone tell me who the publisher is?
Well, it showed up on the
No,
screen.
you're gonna
It was
give me $5.
Ubisoft.
Oh, did it? Oh,
Yeah.
I wasn't paying attention.
It was Ubisoft.
Give Nick
Here's
$5,
Ubisoft.
dude.
Hey, I'm gonna need that $5.
$5.
You kicked off the podcast if I don't get $5 before the next one. All right.
I think you owe me like 300, but
Which is going to mess up our
talk later.
continuity because people are going to be like,
okay.
where's Josh? Whoa, man. Coming at my wallet like that. You know, there's nothing but a fly in there. You want to make my fly homeless? January 8th also saw Harvey Birdman, Attorney at Law, Jackass the Game, Kingdom Under Fire, Circle of Doom, and Sonic Riders Zero Gravity. Is that Sonic Riders a racing game?
Yes.
Sega's still
Yeah,
trying to
kinda,
make a
yeah.
Sonic racing game.
Well, so
Sonic.
I saved everybody's sanity because we do have another Sonic video later, so I didn't put one up. But
Josh. January 9th. Oh, first of all, my birthday. Happy birthday to me. Omega
No one
5.
cares.
What was Omega 5, Josh?
actually do not remember.
You do not remember.
Just
I'm gonna
like we
guess.
don't
I'm gonna
remember
guess it
your
was
birthday,
a
Nick.
JRPG. Jake, what's your guess?
Omega 5?
Yeah.
It's like Gran Turismo.
Let's
Wait,
see.
what?
Let's see.
No, I'm just playing.
No, it's definitely got to be like a rail shooter of some sort.
What do you got, Josh?
Omega 5.
Let's see. Omega 5 is a horizontally scrolling shooter developed by Natsumi and published by Hudson Soft for the Xbox 360 via Xbox Live Arcade.
There it is. I was way off.
I figured
you
it was
were.
going to be a rail shooter. I was like, it's an Xbox Live Arcade. It has to be a rail shooter.
It does sound raily. It sounds like people are getting railed playing Omega 5.
I would say like
Oh.
30% of Xbox Live Arcade was a rail. It doesn't have to be a shooter, but it's just a rail system game.
Yeah. I at least those first few years of it, yeah.
Yeah.
Got decent reviews.
Moving into January 15th, a game that I requested the video for because Josh didn't put it in here originally, and I was like, what are you doing? Robbing our video watchers. CSI, Hard Evidence.
Oh no. Oh.
Yeah. I sorry guys. I tried to save you, but Nick's like, no, they want this video. They want this content.
They want to know. Look at this hot point and click action. For those who don't know, CSI was a procedural that ran in the mid 2000s to the late 2010s. There was the most popular one was in Miami. You've seen the memes. I think this man is dead to rights. He takes his glasses off. Yeah, stuff like that.
Ratio.
Oh, that guy's name is Nick. It
Nick's the killer.
Provides
Nick's the killer.
reference later on. It makes it easier to reconstruct. Yeah, you're taking pictures. This looks like a lot of fun. And look, they've got advertisements. They've got advertisements in this CSI game.
The listeners can hear your sarcasm.
Oh, what is that? A map? Pick it up. Put it in the bag. Oh, man.
Trashed by this door. That's clearly evidence.
I might need
I
to.
was hoping that Josh just posted the clip of Justin Bieber getting shot.
No, honestly, I should have pulled the video of the opening too.
Wait, does Justin Bieber get
Miami.
shot in an episode of CSI Miami?
Yes,
Yeah.
he's like a
I
he's like a
should've done
terrorist
that.
or something. He's
I
like a
should've
terrorist
done
and he
that.
gets shot. It's like a big meme.
Save it.
I should've
Save it for
done
later,
that.
Josh. Save it for later.
There's more CSI coming. Don't worry.
If you're a fan of games in CSI, maybe don't play this game. Do yourself
I can't believe someone actually has a recording of it.
do yourself a favor. Well, you know,
It was the first one.
There's a whole Twitch subset of people that want to watch old bad games
Yeah.
for some
I can see
reason.
that.
Let's see here. So also January 15th, Nano Stray, Nitro Bike, and Samurai Warriors Katana. Something I'm noticing from this year, very generic names. Very generic.
Not,
You'll
not
also
very
notice.
appealing.
You'll also notice for this first half or the first quarter of the year is there's a lot of like Japanese. You know, I can't think of the name. Like
It's the end of their
Japan.
quarter. It's end of their quarter. So a lot of Japanese ports. It's like the end of
Yes,
these
yes.
publishers and developers' quarters were coming up on them. So they're like, we put this out in Japan. Let's put it out in the West and see if we can scrounge up some extra quiche. Moving on into January 16th, Rail Simulator. Speaking of more people getting railed, I'm going to guess this is a train simulator.
No, it's actually the opposite. It's exactly people getting railed.
No, we're just going to pretend we're going to pretend
is.
it's a train simulator.
It is a train simulator published by EA.
Weird. It's just a weird. Just call it train simulator. Rail
Yeah,
simulator. You want to
rail.
ride the rails, baby?
There probably was a train simulator, and like, damn it, we can't do it.
There was some exec at EA that will like does rails in the EA bathroom. It's like, let's call it Rail Simulator.
You have a
Fucking
gift.
EA. January 17th, Mario and Sonic at the Beijing Olympic Games.
R&D
do you
Sega
like-
Sports R&D department?
Mario and Sonic.
Do you like games? Do you like sports? We gotcha.
Mario and Sonic did not boycott the Beijing Olympics. Those fuckers. Well, this was the 2008
This is the
Olympics.
first installment of it, isn't it?
Yep.
Yes, and let's see. Oh, there's the egg nest, the very underutilized when it's not Olympic time. Oh, there goes Shadow. Go, Shadow. Go.
I think, correct me if I'm wrong, Nick. I don't know if you know this off the top of your head. Was this the first? I know this is the first crossover between Mario and Sonic, but this is right before Nintendo bought Sega, basically, right?
Nintendo has never bought Sega, Josh.
Well,
Sega's
not
its
Sega.
own
Yeah.
thing.
I don't mean Sega stuff, but I mean like the rights to Sonic,
Well,
right?
no, they don't hold the rights to Sonic either. So,
Oh, I thought they did.
basically, the Game Boy Advance game we talked about a few years back. What was it, 2005 or 2006? That was the first time Sonic appeared on a Nintendo system, and that just kind of opened the floodgates for them to put him wherever they wanted. Sonic 2007 was like the first like 3D foray of just like a regular ass Sonic game onto the next gen. And so at that point, Sega was just like, hey, you guys want to put Sonic in your Olympic games? And they just kind of steered into like the competition that they had between Mario and Sonic back in the 90s. And I think I would imagine this probably opened some doors for the stuff they would do with Smash Brothers later on. Because I think, wasn't Sonic one of the first ones added in Smash 4 or Smash Ultra or whatever it's called?
I think, yeah, either 4 or, yeah, he's in 4.
But yeah, I mean, this game,
Just-
this is, I mean, this is as simple as it gets. Your typical like A, B, A, B, A, B, A, B. Like, this is basically
pretty
Mario
fun.
Party with like an Olympic skin on it.
Yeah, pretty much.
I'm
I
waiting
have
for.
to ask, why is Sonic not that fast? Like he should be blowing this competition. Basically.
Well, you see, he's too OP, so they had to nerf him.
Yeah, he's nerfed. Balance changes, you know. Read the patch notes.
I wish they would have taken a cue from Sonic 2007 and added humans, so like you could be swimming next to Michael Phelps. Oh God, he's
And you just
laughing
look at-
Phelps.
He's just looking at him like,
Fucking Sonic, get the fuck
before
out
we
of
move
here.
on, guys,
Not
we have to
my
have a moment of
Olympics.
silence.
What?
We have to have a
Sonic.
moment. We have to have a moment of silence before we move forward for the Sega Sports R&D department.
What happened?
They're now defunct, or they just don't exist.
R.I.P. my dudes.
All right.
Tori, Josh,
I
what is Tori
silenced the
Amaki?
no
If
one.
you're putting games on this list, I need a full report. What is Tori Amaki?
yeah, what is this?
Oriyamaki. Well, let's.
Oh God, is this a video we're not going to want to put up, Josh?
Or
just-
No,
No,
it was a PlayStation Eye game.
PlayStation. What is PlayStation Eye?
Eye?
For those
That's
who don't know.
that's the video, their camera, their version of like the.
Oh, the eye, like IY.
Eye. Yes. Yeah.
Okay. EYE. I mean, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. EYE. Yeah.
Yeah, so the
Whisper Eye.
PlayStation Eye, for those who don't know, this was Nintendo's attempt to do some motion stuff because the Wii was like doing pretty
The
good.
Wii and the Kinect.
I don't think Kinect was until 2009 because I don't think we have any news on Milo yet. Remember, Milo was their big push.
Yeah, so Tori Imaki is just like you're basically like using hand gestures and your whole body movements to like move a flock of birds to like discover like from location to location, kind of like observing life, basically.
Yeah, I'm glad the Sony Eye never caught on. Fuck them. January 21st, Advance Wars Days of Ruin.
Is it the GameCube one?
No, that's the Nintendo DS one.
It's a DS joint.
I never played that one. I played the first 2.
How did they utilize the dual screen on this, Josh?
So this one they had like your character like information on the tops, like if you picked on a unit, it would tell you like what their HP was, gas, stuff like that, and then the bottom was actually the map.
Okay. So for those who don't know, Advance Wars is turn-based, very cartoonish looking. They recently had to push back the re-release of the first 2 because of what's going on overseas. Yeah, so it's crazy.
Also, this one has nothing to do basically with the other two. Like it's basically its own set in it almost in its own universe. That's why it's not as universally well accepted as the first two.
Yeah, isn't it made by the same people that make Fire Emblem?
This one, I don't think it was. So it was developed by Intelligent Systems, published by Nintendo. And I don't think Intelligent Systems did the first two.
Because the first two kind of play like Fire Emblem.
They actually, it is. It's the same guys who
Okay.
made the first two. So
Yeah, I thought so.
Moving
I
forward,
do know. Anyway,
January 22nd, Burnout Paradise. This was I think this is the last Burnout we actually get.
It's the fourth one, isn't it?
So this
Or
is
fifth
technically
one?
the fifth because Takedown was 3, and then there was
Takedown was
Burnout
3.
Revenge, but it was 4.
Oh yeah, okay.
Burnout
Yes, it
Paradise
is
is
the
5.
fifth
But they
one.
did like an open world thing, and it's weird because I feel like people didn't like this game when it came out, and like since the years have passed, people are like, "Oh, I love it, I love it, I love it a
well,
lot."
since the years got past and they redid the remaster for it, even.
Yeah, and it's just weird because I think people only like it because they're not getting other Burnout. They're not they're
Yeah, it's
they're
the
not
last
burnt
one.
out on Burnout, so they'll take like the lesser. And they're like, we'll take Paradise, sure. It's fine. I think now there are better games, of course, doing open world stuff. I think Burnout in general just is better off having that menu to like, okay, I want to go do crash mode, I'm gonna go do crash mode, instead of, okay, here's a crash mode emblem, I'm gonna crash mode from here. Oh, I did it. Okay, let's drive and go find a race. Like, who wants to do that?
That's the reason why. That's why I question why Forza Horizon's so big, because it basically it does that too.
I think it's because Forza really leans into their, what's the party called? Is it called Forza Horizon Party or something like that? They really lean on the aesthetic of that. Because I remember winning a copy of 3 when it came out, and I think that's when they were in Australia.
Yeah, I think so.
And it was a fucking party, and you were like racing on the beach. Let's see here. Pirates of the Burning Sea also came out, and then January 22nd, No More Heroes came out. This was on the Wii. This actually still looks really good for it being on the Wii. I might stand corrected.
Okay, so the quality is pretty bad. Yeah, the quality is pretty bad. There was no other ones without people talking. So, I mean, it's obviously such a great franchise. I don't know if anybody here's actually played it before. I've played the first 2. I haven't played the third one yet, but I want to. It has a quirkiness to it that makes it just so much fun and lovable.
Oh,
This is Travis Touchdown, right? What is he doing? Oh my god!
Don't worry about what he's doing.
He was just taking his sword in an up and down stroking motion. Oh wow!
yeah, like
Avert
did he,
your
like,
eyes,
kick
young
their
viewers.
head off, or
So this is Travis Touchdown. What is the story of No More Heroes for those of us who don't know, Josh, myself included?
Okay, so basically, Travis here is kind of like living in near poverty in this like fictional town of someplace in California, and basically after winning this katana on a auction, he runs out of money to buy any like video games and stuff, and he basically becomes an assassin.
Oh.
To make money.
I like how he's just jacking his sword in public.
Yeah.
I also like how you said poverty, like very posh, like he's in poverty.
Well, he was in poverty. He literally spent all his money to buy this sword on auction, doesn't have any money left over, and he's like, well, I guess the only way I can make money now is if I kill people.
If I cut
You
this
just saw
guy's
that
head off, I
dumb
can dig through
jacket.
his pockets.
All these guys are broke. All
Wait a minute, there's no money in your pockets either. What the hell?
First off, I'm surprised like Lucas or Lucas, whatever, I forget what the company was at the time. They went after that for like the
Did they?
not design. No, I'm saying I'm surprised they did.
Oh, they didn't. Because that's a Platinum Games joint. So those are the people who brought you. Well, they didn't bring you Scalebound. I'm sorry. Those are the is that Bayonetta is Platinum, right?
Yeah. Should be,
Okay.
yeah.
I know, like we're gonna get off the show and I'm gonna find out that they're not Platinum. I'm gonna be like, son
yeah,
of a bitch, I
it'll be
was
like,
wrong.
Someone's gonna be like,
I
you
was
guys
wrong.
are dumb.
Wait, are you
being
saying
wrong.
Platinum's the developer? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure
They're
Platinum.
not.
Who is it?
Grasshopper Manufacturer.
Oh, the Beautiful Joe guys. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I get.
That's why I was like, wait a minute. I don't think
Stupid.
it was. I looked at it. I'm like, I don't think it's Platinum.
I get Platinum and Grasshopper mixed up, and I think Grasshopper is something else now, right?
No, I think they're still called Grasshopper.
Okay, because they were something before that though. I think they were called like Clover Studios or something. So maybe I'm thinking of
Four-leaf.
Clover, but Clover is Grasshopper, and then I just get them mixed up with Platinum all the time. Because their games kind of have like they have a look to them. Like Scalebound looked very cartoonish with dragons.
Wait, did Grasshopper do Killer 7 as well?
That sounds right.
Because I'm looking at their list and Beautiful Joe is not on it. It just has Killer 7 and No More Heroes is like their two big ones.
I'd have to look it up. I feel like there's some Beautiful Joe people attached to some of those.
Yeah, like the ones they did basically were Killer 7.
Did they do Okami?
No.
I'm gonna have to look.
No.
I'm gonna have to look it up off stream.
Moving on.
Moving on. January 24th. Pixel Junk Monsters. I'm gonna guess this is a play on Pokemon, Josh.
Not really. It's more like a tower defense type game. With
Tower
monsters.
defenses were becoming a thing here. I remember there was a South Park one with Scott Tenorman.
Yep. So this was a PlayStation Network. So that's when this is supposed to be the Xbox Live arcade killer.
I'm still holding out for PSN to figure their shit out.
You mean you don't enjoy having a whole new system over there? Getting rid of
No.
PS Gold and all that?
No, like PS, like what's it called? It's
Or
called
PS
PS
Live.
Plus now, and they're like, oh, for the $10 a month, we'll give you all the PS4 and PS5 games, but not the new ones, you greedy fucks. And then
You get the
after
shit
that,
no one wants.
and then after that, they're like, but for an extra little cash, we'll give you the PS3, PS2, and PS1 games, the one you really want.
Just get an emulator and play all those on my PC. I don't really need that.
This is true.
We'll let them hear that.
January 29th, Sims Castaway Stories. I'm gonna guess this is a Sim expansion where
Oh, of
people
course.
are on an island.
Yeah. I mean, basically, it's just. Well, actually, no, I'm sorry. Not this one. I got mixed up. This one is. No, you're right. Sorry. I'm wrong.
So really, the Sims aren't doing anything new. It's just like, oh, what wacky shit can we get our Sims to do now?
What real life stuff can we add to this virtual world?
And it's basically played the same as The Sims 2. So it's like, it's nothing's different. It's just, what can we spitball and like make it stick?
Instead of shitting in your bathroom, you're shitting in the woods. January 30th, Res HD answering the question that, yes, we can keep putting Res out as long as you keep fucking buying it.
Exactly.
Res, for
Nothing
those who
you
don't
add.
know, came out mid-2000s. It's a rhythm game. You're a little floaty guy who hits certain beats and stuff to the beat of the music. Like that. People
I
like
actually
it,
didn't know what
say
that
it's
was.
one of the best music games, right up there with like DDR and whatnot. I've never been sold on Res. It just looks like noise to me. All right, moving into January 31st. January has 31 days, in case you didn't know. We've got Disgaea 3, Absence of Justice. Disgaea is another turn-based. They're little like demon people. I think it's right up there with Final Fantasy Tactics. I think it's better, honestly.
Oh, I mean, they're working on like their
get out of here.
7.
I'm out.
Just,
I'm out. I
just
can't.
based off what I've seen, I remember watching reviews of this on XPlay when I was younger, and it just looked more fun. It looked like everyone was having a better time with it.
And I think they're up like to 7 or now. I'm not 100% sure. I know they're pretty high though. They're up there. I think they're for 5. 5 for sure.
Final Fantasy's up to like 17.
Okay, but how many tactics are there? There's only 3.
3.
Exactly. Well, I guess you include the mobile one. I guess there's 4, but I don't count that.
Well, there's actually different things. I've just realized coming across it.
Sit down, Jay.
Moving
Are in
on.
the original.
Also out,
Moving on.
Wii Ski, which I imagine was like a skiing game on the Wii, and then
Yep, with
Smash.
your knees,
Sorry,
or with your knees, basically.
with your Mii's on your Wii, on your knees with your Mii's playing the Wii, and then
Suck on these.
on the D's. Smash Brothers Brawl came out in Japan. We got a video here. Let me pull it up for the eyeballs in the room.
Is it like the music?
I don't have the music up.
No, it's the opening, and then it goes into some gameplay.
It looks good. Like, I know it's got that like hazy, like CRTV look to it, but Meta Knight OP. I remember that being an issue.
Yeah, he's banned. He's banned.
He's banned, can't play as him. I think Fox is. I think people simp for. Are they simping for Fox? I think Fox is way overrated in these games.
It just never understood. Like, how did so Melee was like universally loved, and then Brawl came out. People were like, "Oh, this is garbage." And
Because it was
like, always
unbalanced. Like people, that was the main
Well,
thing I remember.
I get it was unbalanced, but this is also the time where they could actually do.
Oh,
like,
they did
updates
have
to
him
the
in
game.
Brawl. I was right.
Snake. So yeah,
They
this
did
was
have
this was
Sonic
really
as
big
well.
because this was the first Smash Brothers to have characters outside of Nintendo's first party. So you saw Snake,
Yeah.
you saw Sonic. I don't think Pac-Man joined until a few games later, but I think those are the
I
only
think
two.
the fourth one.
But oh yeah, I forgot Pokemon Trainer became a thing too.
Yep.
I'm an Olimar main, so whatever. What do you guys when you guys play Smash? What's your first go-to?
Samus.
Sheik.
Sheik. I'm also partial to Kirby swallowing people and jumping off the map.
Nick just
Oh,
likes to
man.
swallow things.
What I was disappointed with in Brawl is that they didn't have Roy.
Yeah, they got rid of him. But it's weird because all those Fire Emblem characters kind of feel like they play the same.
Yeah, they're the
Because
same.
they
yeah.
are. I mean, let's face it. It's the same thing every time. It's just different color palettes, and that's it.
Yeah, like even the ones they added later on, I'm like, what is your
You
difference?
you
Like,
just saw those two back to back, right?
the
I'm pretty
blue
sure they're
hair
both
boys?
Fire Emblem characters. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're both Fire Emblem characters. They look exactly the same. They're
like
played
wait, you're
exactly
different
the same.
characters? I didn't know this. So yeah, that came out in Japan. Oh, my screen just went white because of the end of the trailer. It hurt my eyes. Oof. So that was January 31st. We're heading into February 4th. Sins of a Solar Empire. I believe that's a 4X. If you've ever played, I think, Stellaris, you're on ships, you're doing ship stuff, you're gathering resources.
Chip stuff.
I want to check that one out personally when I get the time. Also out on February 4th, Zoo Tycoon 2 DS, which taking a Zoo Tycoon game and putting it on the DS seems like a lot to me. Seems like it might eat up your DS, but as long as I can let the rhinos and the hippos out to eat my zoo visitors, that's all I want.
I know they got good reviews, so
Let's see here. February 5th, Assassin's Creed Altair's Chronicles. I'm guessing this is PSP?
That's a PSP. Yeah, I've actually played that one. It's okay. It's basically just like a sequel to the first game, but like just a little bit of a sequel.
it is not PSP. It is DS, by the way.
Handheld
Well,
tomato, Josh.
yeah.
Tomato.
Just say,
It's still shit.
don't
It
shit on the
still sucks.
PSP. The PSP has some great content. Okay.
Cold Step Saga. So, Josh, when you add these random games, and I have no idea what it is, I'm handing the floor over to you.
That's fine. So essentially, this was an Xbox 360 game. It was kind of like a Monopoly type deal with cards and strategy. It was like it was a really weird game. I watched a video on it, and it was weird because it plays like Monopoly to an extent, but then there's also like cards where you actually get to customize. They have like customized decks. It's like 50 cards per deck. It was just really weird. It was like one of those, how is this even a game? Because like, okay, best example, have you seen How I Met Your Mother?
Yeah.
Do you know that game Barney plays at Atlantic City and they don't understand how to play it because it looks all weird?
Mm-hmm.
That's essentially this game.
Okay. You have
It
convinced
looks
me
like
not to buy this game.
I would
It
not.
smells like shit. It must be shit.
Also out on February 5th was Devil May Cry 4. I can't believe they're already at 4 at this point. And this one didn't feature Dante, right? This was
So he wasn't labeled as like the main protagonist. You eventually get to play as him, but you play as a new guy named Nero.
okay. And is this one loved? Is this one hated? Like,
This one's
When it first came out, it was not universally loved because you didn't get to play as Dante. However, since they've given it time and 5's come out, and they actually had a re-release of like a remaster of it that had additional content, people come back and say it's really good. Like they'll say like this is probably top 3.
top 3, really, even with like the
it's
remake
not as
that
good as
come
the
out
third
later.
one.
Yeah, so like the third one is the most universally loved, and then it's a fight between 1 and 5 for second, and then this is like really a third.
I mean, I like the
Yeah,
look of
because
this
no one
boss.
likes the second one.
Everybody hates the second one.
Number 2 just has a weird feel. Like someone was like, "What if we took the
Yeah.
camera out and just fucked up everything everyone liked about it?" It just feels like it looks like a completely different game. This guy looks scary. Not a fan of that.
So, but the great thing is in this game, and like, it's probably one of the reasons people didn't like it. When you play as Nero, you fight all these bosses, and they all kind of like run away. Like you beat them, but they basically run away. You don't actually kill them.
Mm.
But then after like Nero gets like captured to an extent, you play as Dante, and you come back. You basically do all the levels in reverse, and you basically come back and like fucking destroy all these guys. Like it's hilarious.
So wait, people bitched about not being able to play as Dante from 1 and 3, but then you can play as Dante later on?
Yeah, it's like the first half of the game is Nero hunting Dante down because he assassinated the leader of the church he's part of, and Nero starts learning all this stuff of what's going on with this organization and why Dante did it, and he finds out that he's actually Virgil's son.
Mm.
So then it's like, okay, he gets captured and loses his girlfriend, and Dante's like, okay, well now it's time to do my job and clean up everything. So he basically goes back and just destroys every single boss.
It's just
And then you go back and playing as Nero.
It's crazy people bitched about not playing as Dante. I mean, you see it across like Metal Gear, The Last of Us 2. Like people don't like not playing as that first character, but Dante comes back later.
That's not even the best part. So when they re-released or when they remastered it, they gave you a new mode, which kind of basically is like it sets back in time. It's still the same settings, but it's backwards in time and it shows Virgil and how it like kind of started, like how Virgil basically made Nero. It was actually really good because
I don't know if I want to watch him make Nero, Josh.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, okay.
I mean,
So
is
you
it
don't
like
actually watch that, but it's like a plot and it shows like how Virgil came across this stuff and how Nero, like it just kind of like lays it out. Doesn't actually, you don't actually watch Virgil do the act, okay?
The only thing I'm convinced of now is that Devil May Cry fans are the whiniest fan base in gaming.
I don't know about that.
as Dante. You can play as Dante at the end. Shut up and sit down. We'll get there soon.
I don't know about that. They didn't really complain too much on 5 because you played as 3 different characters:
Yeah.
moving
L,
on?
Nero, and Dante. So
Also out February 5th, I guess it was a remake of Turok, the 90s darling from N64. This one got very lukewarm. Like this one was the equivalent of cold bath water when you're expecting a hot bath.
yeah, I believe if I remember correctly, the multiplayer was just very generic. You had like your death matches, team and solo. Then you capture the flag. I'm assuming some type of like attrition game where you have to hold points. Like it wasn't that. It didn't stick out. And then the story, if I remember correctly, wasn't that good either. It was trying to set it like in a more, I guess, slightly futuristic but more modern time, and it was just not as good as it could have been.
Fucking Turok. February 7th, we've got Go Puzzle. I'm going to imagine it's a DS or a PSP puzzle game. We've got L, the prologue to Death Note. Death Note, Josh, really? And then also we've got The Club, which is another racing game that I think recently
I'm cringing.
got a sequel. No. The Club is a shooter. The Club is a shooter.
Yeah, it's a third-person shooter.
Yep. It was either a racer or a
Not
shooter.
Midnight Club. Not Midnight Club, Nick.
It's actually the Mid-Afternoon Club. Thank you. And then February 8th, Josh, for some reason, added Agatha Christie, and then there were none. What is this? This sounds like some fucking what's her name? What's the little investigator
mystery.
girl?
Nancy Drew.
It sounds like a Nancy Drew-ass game, Josh.
Basically, it's a point-and-click adventure game.
Moving on. February 12th, Conflict Denied Ops. This was a war game. I'm not going to click the video for this one because we've got a lot to get through here in February 12th. We've got Dark Messiah of Might and Magic, Innocent Life, a futuristic Harvest Moon. Is this another Harvest Moon fake out?
Yes, this one is.
Son
I think
of a
another
bitch.
one. Yeah.
Jumper, Griffin Store. Was this Jumper like the movie Jumper?
Yeah.
Cool. I didn't know they did a
Yeah,
side
this is
thing
like
for
the
that.
prequel. This explains the remember the redheaded guy.
Mm-hmm.
It's like his story, like before.
Okay, I could get down with that. We got Penumbra, Black Plague, Wipeout Pulse, and then Microsoft's venture into JRPGs, Lost Odyssey. I played the opening of this. That's about it.
It's a fantastic. I mean, honestly, it's one of those. It didn't get the love it deserved, but I could understand why they didn't. It was. I mean, this is like. So they took the guy who created Final Fantasy, Microsoft, and they're like, "Hey, we want to work with you," and he's like, "Okay, I got an idea," and this is the result of that idea.
Well, and Microsoft is still like working on like getting their Japan like
Yeah.
situation figured out, because I've read like they've only sold like 3 or 4 million Xboxes or something like that. I'd have to look at the number, but it's a very like, really, in all that time you've only sold that many Xboxes.
I mean, I read the story because I know I never beat the game, but I got like maybe like halfway through it, and I read the story, and I'm like, it's actually a really compelling and interesting story. If you don't play it for the gameplay, play it for at least the story because it's really good.
Just play it. Just play Lost
Just
Odyssey.
play.
The boobs.
What'd you say? Did you say boobs?
Boobs.
Boobs. February 14th, Dream Chronicles 2, The Eternal Maze, JRPG.
No. It's like an adventure puzzle game, basically.
Puzzles games. Ugh. February 18th, MX vs. ATV Untamed. This was like the middle of the MX vs. ATV series. Just a lot of different dirt traveling vehicles. Another racing game on that same day, Need for Speed Pro Street. I played this one for the drag racing, tweaking your car to get like the best drag. Great experience. It's a quick little 10-minute, 20-minute thing. You don't have to play for long cycles of time. February 19th, Dragon Quest Swords, The Masked Queen and the Tower of the Mirrors. That's a long name just to be a Dragon Quest game.
You leave Dragon Quest out of it, okay? Since they've given us 7, it's been fantastic, okay?
Also out on February 19th, Dungeon Explorer Warriors of Ancient Arts, Dynasty Warriors 6, which I believe is still going strong. You're still putting Dynasty Warriors out left and right, or at least like spin-offs like Hyrule Warriors. The History Channel's Battle for the Pacific. This was the time that History Channel was going balls deep. They had done the Gears of War expansion that they paid for. I think Explorer and History Channel were like kind of doing that back and forth. It might have been Explorer doing the Xbox One. Also out that day, Pimp My Ride. That's right, you heard me. Pimp My Ride. I heard you like video games and your reality TV shows from MTV, so we did a Pimp My Ride game. We're going to skip forward. Look at him go. Look at him pimp that ride. Look at him pimp it. Look at that.
This is good. This is the first
Dope.
Guitar Hero.
Dope. Hold on. Wait for it. Wait for it. Dope. So yeah, it looks like it's just a rhythm-based game. The button goes through the thing. You hit the button, and the guy pimping the ride dances to the ride.
I think it's more than that. I think it's more than that, no, Nick. I think if you skip,
he's still dancing. Oh, now we're driving.
Yeah, you guys are driving.
He stole the car. Damn it!
Why is he not? Why is he not? He's not pimping that ride at all. Ghost ride the whip. It's just a lot of ghost riding. If you don't know what ghost riding is, Google it, but do not try it at home.
Wait a minute. So this is how we got the TikToks of it going on, is because someone played Pimp My Ride?
Probably.
Oh no.
It was I'm sure it was a thing before Pimp My Ride made it a thing.
What I'm saying though is it became a TikTok because some kid like pulled out like their dad's Wii, saw it and started playing, like, oh, this is really cool. I want a ghost ride. And
I want a ghost ride. Just like the Pimp My Ride video game. Like, this is, you know what's sad? This is someone's favorite video game.
Yeah.
Someone somewhere like, oh man, Pimp My Ride's my favorite game. And you're like,
do you know what's even
poor baby?
Do you want to know what's even sadder than that?
What's that?
Somebody speed runs this game on a daily basis. Yeah, someone plays it on a daily basis just to speed run it.
We're getting out of here. We're getting that out of here.
Get out.
Get off my computer, Pimp My Ride. All right, February 20th, N Plus came out. This was on Xbox, not Game Pass, Xbox Live Arcade. I thought this was important because you kind of start to see a shift here. This is where like your Flash type games that you would see on the internet on like freewebgames.com and whatnot, like start to surface over on Xbox. And I think this is where they start to pick up on their renaissance. Because then, I mean, I think another one around this time was Alien Hominid. Castle Crashers, I think, was either this year or next year. So you really start to see those games go from, oh, we're just going to be free online, to, oh, hey, we actually have an audience here. And Microsoft was working to get more of these indies for their arcade. And I thought this was one of the, because they eventually do an N+2. So that's all I have to say about that. Forrest Gumping on you. All right. Moving on past N+, we've got February 21st, Lost Planet Extreme Edition made its way to the PS3 after coming out to the Xbox the year before. That was just timed exclusive, a word you're going to be hearing way more as we get into the future. So timed exclusive, for those who don't know, Microsoft comes up and says, hey, we want this for a year. They get it for a year, and then that gives the developer/publisher time to go put it out on a console later on. So like Deathloop right now that just came out this past year. PlayStation exclusive, but with PC as well. You'll eventually see it on the Xbox. And then Space Invaders Extreme, because they can just keep getting more extreme, or they came out on the 21st as well. February 22nd, Barnyard Blast Swine of the Night. I don't know what that is, but I love that name.
2D shooting
Swine of the Night.
Swine of the Night. February 25th, Destroy All Humans, Big Willie Unleashed. I think this was the third Destroy All Humans.
Yes.
This one was set in either the 80s, I think the 80s or the 90s.
This one's set in 75.
75, so close to the 80s. And then Frontlines Field of War, that was another shooter. Was it cover based? I'm not going to click the video for that one.
This one was covered.
Cover-based?
No. This is the first person shooter one.
Okay. It's Frontlines Field of War. I don't think there's anything super special about it. It was one of those generic military shooters. Moving on, February 26th, Bubble Bobble Double Shot, which I would have thought was a bust to move the game.
This is that. Well, okay, so the series you probably know, it's like those cute little dinosaurs.
Oh, so it is a bust.
Bubbles.
It is a bust to move.
I don't really remember what bust to move is. This is one of those ones where you connect all the colors and they blow up.
Yeah, they're little bubbles and they're dinos at the bottom cranking the wheel.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
We've got Naruto Ninja Destiny Pinball Hall of Fame, the Williams collection.
Naruto.
Very, very prestige pinball. Turning Point, Fall of Liberty, Universe at War, Earth Assault. A lot of generic war sounding games. And then Los Viadomos. I think we had this game. This was
We did.
This was based on the Lost show. I think it was between seasons 2 and 3 at this point. This game looks very bad. Very, very bad.
I just remember seeing all the reviews for it and how terrible it looked.
Great show, very bad video game. Oh my goodness.
Terrible show.
I love that show.
Can you explain what's going on?
Yeah.
It's basically them realizing that they're all dead and how their life would have lived if they survived the plane crash. Spoiler alert.
Jake, you have a hard out here in a little bit. I don't think we have time to go into what's good about Lost. There's just a lot of good metaphor in it. A lot of good. I didn't say the game was good. I love the show.
No, I was just saying the show's so confusing. I mean, even the writers were confused.
No, they weren't. They knew where it was going. Now, season 3, when they did Strange Man in a Strange Land, and it was a bad episode, that was like when everyone was like, okay, you guys kind of needed to wheel it in. But it was just great island stuff. It's why people like Total Drama Island, because people are on an island, there's drama, and they kind of bring their past with them a little bit. And you see why they act the way that they do. And that's why it was so popular, is because you're getting the drama that's happening on the island, but you also have Jack, who has daddy issues, and they're for sure showing whenever he's dealing with John Locke types and other characters like that. Kate doesn't trust anybody, so she's always very, very like there, but you don't know whose side she's on. So yeah, I mean, I think you should give it a rewatch, Jake. I didn't know we were gonna get into Lost. I would have been better prepared had we known. February 27th, Bocus Portable Steambot Championship and Triggerheart Excelsia. Josh, we're gonna have to tamper down on these games.
Yeah, some of these games was like,
I'm reading. I'm like,
you asked for a list. I gave you a list.
February 28th, the Idolmaster live for you. I don't even want to know what else he would do for me. And the Sims 2 Free Time. I imagine this is like less so an expansion and more so like some additional stuff to go into your Sims game. So like you have your house, like, oh, here's yard darts. Here's a beanbag game.
So like this one had just like introduced like hobbies, basically. So like arts and crafts, doing that. But you have to watch the video real quick. It's just watch it for like 30 seconds because you'll see what I'm talking about.
All right, it gets a quick watch, and then we're moving on.
Yeah,
they're partying. They're singing.
No. Do you hear what the song is though?
No, what is it? Oh, we don't have
copyright.
It's Pocket Full of Sunshine.
I got a pocket full of sunshine.
Yeah, they did a music video to promote this game with that.
Oof. Well, I'm glad we didn't put it on, because then not Nelly Furtado, whatever her name is, would shut us down. She'd be like, whose podcast? No, get him out of here.
Smash
a relevant person? Moving on.
All right, moving into March. Trials 2 2nd edition came out March 1st. Moving into March 3, Bully Scholarship Edition. So this was Rockstar putting out the full Bully. I think this was to the current gen past the PS2. So like for probably 360 and PS3. Major League Baseball 2K8. This is when 2K was still doing baseball, and I think it was fine back then. No issues there. March 4th, Anno 1701 Dawn of Discovery. Echo Creatures Save the Forest. MLB 08 The Show, which is the baseball game to beat. That's everyone's favorite. Mystery Dungeon Siren the Wanderer. Ninja Reflex. We've got a few videos here. I'm only going to do one. We're going to do Army of Two, which Josh loves these games. I'm not very into these.
let's be honest right now. First two are great. Once you get into Devil's Cartel, you pretty much lost me at that point because the only thing good thing that came out of that was the music video. But so Army of Two, for those who don't know, is it can be cooperative or it can be done single player, but basically it's an aggro system. So you would use one person to aggro, which you're seeing there on the screen if you're watching. So one person draws the aggro of the enemies, they're focused on them, and use the other person to flank, maneuver, and fight. And of course, it's basically two guys fighting off an army. Basically, and that's the whole game. Is literally you're running through all these different areas and gunning people down.
It was just always so tanky to me. I was never a fan of it.
I absolutely loved it.
All right, moving on. The other two games for that day we have listed here: God of War: Chains of Olympus, which was a PSP God of War. I believe they brought it to modern day consoles as well. And then Silent Hill Origins, which was originally, I believe, a PSP game, brought to PS2, PS3. Yeah, they're not doing much with Silent Hill these days. They should get back to it. March 5th, we have Harvest, Massive Encounter, Rocket Man, Axis of Evil, and Warhammer 40, Dawn of War, Soulstorm. I'm not going to click the video for Soulstorm. People like it because it added 2 new factions. Otherwise, it didn't really do anything to innovate Warhammer or Dawn of War. So, moving on. February 6th, Flow, Yakuza, Kenzan, Rocket Man, Axis of Evil. Any highlights there, Josh, real quick?
No, not really.
Not really. March 9th, eventually the North America release of Super Smash Bros. Brawl. So it took a few months, but we got it. We finally got it. We got to see all the OP-ness. March 10th, Worms: A Space Odyssey. Worms is turn-based. Worms is okay. It's fun. Very upsetting how hard it can be sometimes. March 11th, we have Buzz, the Hollywood Quiz. Quiz games were big here. George of the Jungle and the Search for the Secret. That sounds like DS shovelware.
Why is that on the list?
Insecticide. Ratchet and Clank Size Matters. I'm going to imagine this is a PSP pun. House of the Dead 2 and 3 return. So those are the light gun shooters. Light guns are the little arcade guns. Pew, 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 pew.
By the way.
And then Wild Arms XF. The one video we have here is Condemned 2 Bloodshot. People love Condemned. Condemned 2, not so much. I think the highlight for Condemned 2 is there's a chase scene with a bear, a murderous bear. And people love the hell out of that.
Don't forget about the bum fighting.
Oh, yeah, there's bum fighting too. Your character is basically down on his luck. He's like homeless at that point.
And so, just real quick note, I don't know if you guys have noticed this. So, yes, Nick was correct when a lot of these were PSP games. They were actually PSP games that eventually were converted into PS2. So, for example, like Ratchet and Clank and Origins both started out on the PSP, but then came to the PS2. PS2 games are, at this point, like, it's shocking because we have the PS3 and the 360, so it's like almost like wow, we're actually still porting things over to console. So it's shocking that we're still getting those. Sorry, continue.
March 12th, we've got Bliss Island. Bliss Island, folks.
An Xbox Live Arcade game.
All right, we're gonna skip a few things here. March 18th, we've got Enemy Territory Quake Wars. People love their Quake Wars. They're competitive shooters. This was just another version of that. Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Vegas 2. People really liked Vegas. It's first person, but you could also go against the wall, go third person, and do some cover shooting. I think that was really well implemented compared to other games. Moving on, we're going to jump down to March 24th. Command and Conquer 3: Kane's Wrath, another RTS. Very old school. People love or hate it. I'm okay with Command and Conquer. I have other RTSs that I enjoy more though. Crisis Core Final Fantasy VII. This one was in the making for a while. I'm gonna click on this video. So this was a This is not a JRPG. This was a third-person shooter starring a separate character. I believe it. What's his name? He's Vincent. It's Vincent. That's right.
No, it's Zach.
This is Vincent.
No, you're thinking Dirge Cerebus.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this is the PSP.
Yeah, this is the PSP one. This is the action role-playing one.
Oh, so Zach was the guy that Cloud was pretending to be in 7. Okay.
Well, he's not pretending to be him. His mind split, and he had Mako poisoning. That's why he thought he was Zach, because he watched Zach die in front of him. Spoiler alert.
Final Fantasy, so convoluted.
although I can't wait to see what they do. If anybody hasn't played the remake of 7 Part 1, honestly, spoiler alert right now, skip ahead. I cannot wait to see what they do with it because just the way they ended it makes me go, oh my god, I'm like so curious now.
Yeah, this looks fine. So this is more JRPG.
No,
I got this and Dirge of Cerberus mixed up.
So it's not really I mean, it is RPG, but it's not the turn-based that we're used to. But it was definitely like it was new, and it was like, okay,
it was like a Tales. It's like a Tales.
Yeah.
All right, moving on. Last game here. March 28th, we got Dark Sector, a game that I like. This was made by the guys that would eventually go on to do what is it, Warframe that we talked about earlier?
Yep, Warframe.
This is like the closest to Gears of War I got ever outside of Gears of War. You threw the glaive, and like it was a lot of fun. Like you would cut people up, you could follow it around the room, trying to find where he follows it. This might be it. Nope, he's not doing it. But it was also very janky.
Oh no, I mean, I think if they came out with a remaster and they fixed it up, I think it'd be a better game than it was because it was very janky. But story-wise, even I thought the story was great too.
I think it's
and
okay.
The way they ended it.
It's got like it plays like a superhero origin story. I enjoyed it. It's $10 on Steam. If I find the time, I might jump back in and play it. But they went so far. So it was Gears of War, but they also they borrowed the merchant from Resident Evil 4.
Yep.
And he was so bad. It was just a bad version of that character.
It really was.
All right, so that was the first half of 2018. We're gonna have to talk about cutting out shovelware, Josh.
Oh, whatever.
Yeah,
you said a list. I will do an updated list for next time. Okay.
All right,
you
so
let's give you a list.
Let's hop into the news real quick. You guys want to do the news real quick?
Read all about it. Latest football scores. Morning paper. Morning Star. Paper, mister?
It's time for old news.
Yeah, so February 6th to the 8th, we've got the DICE Awards.
And so for the DICE Awards, so DICE Awards are basically the gaming Oscars. I know you got the Game Awards, but the DICE Awards, that was their Oscars. Game of the Year this year was Call of Duty 4, Modern Warfare, for those who didn't know. And then GDC, Game Developers Conference, was in February as well. That's really just a place for all the game devs to rub elbows, to get to know each other, hand out resumes. I think a lot of the talking points that year were for Crysis, Halo 3, BioShock, SingStar, just games that were like making their rounds and people were learning about the tech.
Yeah.
We do have a few games that were delayed. Some big ones: Resident Evil 5, Halo Wars, Alan Wake, Fear Project Origin. We'll get into more of those later. But a little light on the news first half of the year, but it'll pick up in the next episode.
Yeah.
All right. So Jake has a quiz for us.
Time.
Jake has a quiz for us. So Jake, Josh and I don't know the questions, but you're going to go ahead and ask the question, and we're both going to give an answer. And
all right.
Jake, let us know if we're right or wrong. Jake will keep score.
Yep.
So let's go ahead and get started. Jake, first question.
All right. So what is Turok's first name?
I'm going to guess it's John.
Yeah, I was going to say Jonathan or Trevor.
Neither.
All right. What is it?
It's Joseph.
Joseph Turok. All right.
Now another Turok. Who published Turok?
Ooh, that was
this 2008 one.
That was. I'm gonna guess. Oh, no. Were they still around? I'm gonna guess THQ.
No.
Wait for Josh to answer.
I said Ubisoft because
Ubisoft.
I don't know, honestly.
Who was it, Jake?
Surprisingly, it was Disney Interactive.
Fucking Disney.
What?
Yeah, they used the banner of Touchstone.
Okay.
All right.
Interesting enough.
All right. Who's the main character in Crisis Core Final Fantasy VII? Full
Zach
name.
Wayfair.
Zach
Wayfair.
No, it's just Zach Fair. But I'll give it to Josh since he was close.
Okay. I said Wayfair too. I do. Yeah, but I had
Wayfair.
I thought it was
So
Wayfair. I
damn
forget.
brand.
I just remember Zach and I remember Fair or Far, wherever.
All right. How many playable characters are in Super Smash Bros. Brawl?
Oh, I know this one. Because I remember someone saying it specifically when it came out. I think it was Nathan. You go first, Josh.
36.
35.
Nick's right. 35 right on the dot.
Of course, I won off.
It's just because it came out when we went and visited our cousins out in Virginia, and I remember that for some reason.
What Olympics took place in 2008?
That was the Beijing Olympics,
Yeah,
the
it's
Summer
Beijing.
Olympics.
We talked about it.
Oh, Nick, okay. Oh, you both. I guess we both have it. Whatever. Where does GTA 4 take place?
Oh,
Go ahead, Josh. I'll give you the floor on this.
I actually don't know. I give up. Nick, go ahead.
This was when they redid Liberty City.
Okay, but where at, Nick?
You're in.
Major? What real city did they?
It's based on New York.
Okay, you're right. Well, because I looked up on the other ones, all the other GTAs. Yeah, it was Liberty City, but that Liberty City was based off of another real city that wasn't New York.
They have all the boroughs there. They have They have Brooklyn. They have Queens. They have Manhattan.
Yeah, but those are
Staten
named
Island.
different cities in the game.
Yeah, but it was the way they were marketing it was Liberty City reskin.
Yeah. When was Mario Kart Wii released?
Mario Kart
April
Wii.
9th?
It was released, in April because we didn't talk about it
But
today.
what day?
It would have been a Tuesday, so I'm gonna say probably April 8th.
Josh was close. It's April 10th.
Pulled the list, so we're tied, aren't we?
Yes. What is Naruto's last name?
Uzumaki.
I don't know that one. I'm not even gonna try to steal Josh's answer that time.
What does Dante like to say in Devil May Cry?
Jackpot.
That's
Yes.
a spicy meatball.
Jackpot.
That was like the closest thing I could think of because I'm like, he makes all these quirky jokes, but Jackpot is like the one thing that it's a reoccurring thing. So,
All right. Silent Hill Origin is the blank installment in the series.
See, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4. Was Shattering? Oh, I want to say this was 5.
Yes.
I'm gonna go. Damn, I was gonna say 6 just to be safe. I'll pull the prices right on him.
So
All
what?
right.
What's the score here?
Josh wins by 1.
Fuck, son of a bitch. All right, Josh, pick my Speedcap game.
Dark Sector.
Okay, good. That's the one I wanted.
I think
Awesome.
I figured that's what you wanted. I kind of just want to see you fail on this one too. So,
Oh, I'm gonna murder this one. I remember this game like the back of my... Oh shit, that's new. Everyone, this has been Smashing Game Time. As I said before, we are exploring our new format. I like it when Josh doesn't pull everything from under the sun. Josh really went deep on those games that he pulled up. Josh was like digging with a shovel, and he dug past bodies and found these games.
well, I'll make sure to not dig up all these old games. I'll pull up like 1 or 2 maybe, but I won't pull up the whole month.
Like I saw the titles, and I was like,
What is this?
What?
Yeah.
What is this?
First,
What is
everybody
this?
has to know about the History Channel's Battle for the Pacific. That was game of the year, guaranteed, hands down.
No. In fact, that's going to be the game I erase. No, we'll have to reformat. We'll have to reformat that part since we're breaking up the years. Josh, where can people find you on the internet?
Find me at Twitter at Josh_saying and Twitch at I'm Josh saying.
Awesome. And Jake, where can they find you?
You can find me on Twitter at JakeyBoyKaufman and on Twitch at twitch.tv/JakeyBoyKaufman.
All right. And you can find me, Nick, on Twitter at ThatKaufman. And you can also find me on Twitch at Nick Fat Knight. Currently streaming a lot of Gwent right now, so having some fun with that. All right, everybody. So that was the first half of 2008. Next week we'll be the first quarter of 2008. Next week we'll be doing April, May, June of 2008, and we'll have a speed cap for Dark Sector. As always, thank you to Alex Marvin Clark for his song Hunt Him Down that we use in our intro and outro. We've got a link to his stuff in the show notes, so check him out. All right, everybody, let's go ahead and get out of here. I'm just glad it wasn't 2 hours, right?
Right?
Yeah.
All right, everyone, this has been Smashing Game Time. Again, we're 3 brothers just talking games, and we'll see you next time.
3 brothers.
Three
See ya.
brothers.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.